Trustee Powell. Trustee Touche. Trustee Rattler.
Present.
Trustee Bolden.
Present.
We have a quorum. Let the record indicate that our district superintendent is present, Attorney Sinclair, and Attorney Barbieri, and also the treasurer and engineer Ross.
Thank you. At this time on the agenda is the recognition of the visitors. Any public comments?
I've got one.
Okay.
First of all, thanks for moving the table around so we can all fit in the room.
Appreciate it.
Sir, state your name, please.
John Kraft, K-R-A-F-T. Second is, please explain how you can write checks for the last 2 months when there was never a meeting to approve any bills. And third, I believe the director, the general manager, his contract states that he must devote his complete time, all of his time, exclusively to the affairs of the district. State law says the same thing. That doesn't mean he can work 8 hours here and then go work on a farm somewhere. That's not what that means. Exclusively to the district means no other jobs. He can volunteer at the Little League if he wants, but he can't work another job other than the water district. You can research the water code, the water law, and even the contract that he signed. That's what it says.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Kraft. We appreciate, first of all, appreciate you acknowledging that we have attempted to make some room so that everybody could accommodate everybody. Appreciate that. Secondly, as far as paying the bills here, in the past, whenever there is an emergency in which we had, or we do not have a quorum as a chairman, I called the board members, which I did, and tried to get a poll to have the manager to go ahead and pay the bills. And that's what I did for those months of June and July. In reference to Mr. Trader, I guess you're assuming that he's performing some type of duty while he should be working here at Commonfield, personal.
Even after, if he's working for somebody else,
Okay.
then he can't do that. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the impression I get from pictures that have been floating around and video that's been taken that he does have another job, or if he's making money farming his own ground. I don't believe he has the authority to do that.
Yeah, and I can assure you that is not the case here. Mr. Trader is a farmer by trade, probably over 40 years or maybe even longer than that. To go back when he was working with his dad as a farmer. So we have never had a complaint, a formal complaint that Mr. Trader is farming while he should be on the clock here at Commonfield. So
that doesn't even matter if he's on the clock.
Yeah,
off the clock is the same thing.
And well, as I stated, we haven't had any formal complaint. Okay. Any other questions?
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Marion Spicer, S-P-I-C-E-R, number 1, you didn't have a Pledge of Allegiance. You need to do that.
We'll check with the attorney on that. Anything else?
The minutes for the meetings, those should be distributed or attached with your agenda.
We'll check with our attorney.
Because how do we know minutes that you're approving are actually, so we can see, are actually what went on in that meeting, that we were here?
Okay. And Ms. Spicer, if we need to do that, they will be going to the next meeting.
Okay. It was Denny.
State your name, please.
Oh, Donna Ayers.
Ms. Ayers?
It was Denny Trader that was farming, and it was Denny Trader that was getting gas from behind the building, and yes, I have videoed him, and he was on the clock, and he had his truck there, and so I wanted to make that very clear that I will file a complaint on him, because that is, and also 2371 fire hydrant has been getting water out of the fire hydrant and farming with it. I guess you guys got a little thing going with Dan Tross. Running water over there at the Parkfield Terrace, Parkfield subdivision. Water's just running out of the pipe. The hole hasn't been done. H&M backhoe, I think they need to give us back our money. I mean, it's a flop. It's a plot, and it has nothing to do with the other man dying, God rest his soul. And also, what else do I have? I want to know who's paying for that, as far as the H&M backhoe. Did we pay this man?
Okay. Any other questions? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
No, what it is, if it's something that I can answer, I'll just wait to the end and try to answer. So I'm not trying to cut you off.
Okay.
In reference to the complaint, you're right to file a complaint, and if that's what you want to do, we will definitely look into it. As far as H&M Backhoe, who's doing the work over there on Judith and Amelia, of course, the company is paying. And I totally agree with you. And part of the business today was to call for a default on this bond. So we're going to be voting on that today, and hopefully the board members feel like I do that he's been given adequate time to get that project done. So, any other citizens? Yeah.
Guy, Don Carlos, Thomas Spelling. I'm glad to see.
Your last name?
Um,
State your last name again, sir.
Don Carlos.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm probably the person behind item 7D, establishing a list of all types of categories of records under its control in accordance with Illinois combined statutes. Yeah, that's a shall. That's not a should, might, or may. So I'd be interested in that, and then hopefully a final response to my FOIA indicated that it was forwarded to the attorney, to asking the district's attorney to assist in the creation of such list. So I would appreciate a timely response on that.
Okay. As you stated earlier, on resolution, on the agenda is a resolution that is actually pertaining to that item you're talking about.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Okay, we'll proceed.
Excuse me.
Can I have a motion and second to approve the minutes from June 8th regular meeting and also the June 17th special meeting? We're not at this time going to exclude the closed session meetings on June 17th. Can I have a motion and second to approve those minutes?
I make a motion.
It's been moved. Can I have a second? All in favor to approve those minutes? Opposed? Minutes were approved. Also, as I stated earlier to Mr. Kraft, I believe, he had some concerns in reference to the payment of the bills and for the months that we did not have a meeting. And those months were June and July. And as I stated to him, that I had contacted the board members and asked, as we've been doing in previous years, to go ahead and approve those bills to give the supervisor, the manager, the okay to approve those bills. At this time, though, however, since we're here, I want to go ahead and make it a matter of records. So I would like a motion to approve the bills for the month of June, July, and August. Can I have a second? A motion and a second.
I make a motion.
It's been moved. Can I have a second?
Second.
Roll by Mr. Bolden. So moved by Millard, second by Bolden. Roll call vote, please.
Chairman McCall,
Yes.
Trustee Smith absent, Trustee Millard,
Yes.
Trustee Powell absent, Trustee Touche,
Yes.
Trustee Rattler,
Yes.
Trustee Bolden,
Yes.
motion passed.
Motion passed. Under old business, H&M Backhoe Service, consideration of action regarding the H&M Backhoe Service and Company, construction contract with the district dated May 13, 2015. This motion is going to include a consideration of declaring the contractor at default and also revoking his bond, contacting the bond company, insurance company. I totally agree with Ms. Ayers that, and other citizens in that area, that this contractor have had adequate time to complete this project. This time I'd like the board to consider that motion. Now a motion and a second.
Motion. Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I'm sorry, just for point of clarification, because I'll need a little bit of guidance in terms of how to respond in the event they seek a meeting or not. The first thing that we send under the performance bond is going to be the notice of our intent.
Right.
Correct.
Notice of intent.
We can send that with a request for a meeting with the surety,
Okay.
or absent that. then they have an opportunity, if we don't seek a meeting, they can ask for a meeting that we would then be required to participate in.
I think we need to do it with the request with the meeting.
Okay.
Because this has been too long.
Okay.
So we want to have the attorney to send a letter acting with the intent to revoke his bond and also the meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Been motion by Mr. Rather. Can I have a second?
Second.
A second by Mr. Bolden. Roll call, please.
Chairman McCall,
Yes.
trustee Smith absent, trustee Millard,
Yes.
trustee Powell absent, trustee Touche, trustee Rattler,
Yes.
trustee Bolden,
Yes.
motion passed.
The new business. As you all got the audit, I'm going to ask that we approve the amount for Shuffle and Ball to perform our audit at $14,650, between $14,650 and $15,000. Mr. Trade, is this in line with last year's amount?
Last year's amount was $14,250 and $14,600. So it's in line with, it's below line.
Can I have a motion and a second to approve this?
Motion.
Been moved by Mr. Bolden,
Second.
second by Mr. Rattler. Roll call, please.
Chairman McCall,
Yes.
trustee Smith absent, trustee Millard,
Yes.
trustee Powell absent, trustee Touche, trustee Rattler,
Yes.
trustee Bolden,
Yes.
motion passed.
I'm going to ask the board to consider approving ordinance 2016-06, an ordinance authorizing Commonfields of Cahokia Public Water District to enroll in the Comptroller Local Debt Recovery Program and provide an opportunity for those who are delinquents on their payments to have their account reviewed. This is a program that many businesses that are going to, and actually what it is, they hold their checks. They hold their federal income tax check, they hold their state checks until this debt is paid. Everybody's going through it. American Water is going through it. Metro East Sanitation District is doing it. Everybody is doing this program. I recommend it. As you all know, we have probably a little over $200,000 out there in bad debt. So we need to try to make an attempt to collect that debt. So can I have a motion and a second to approve ordinance 2016-01?
Motion.
It's been moved by Mr. Bowden,
Second.
second by Mr. Rattler. Roll call, please.
Chairman McCall,
Yes.
trustee Smith absent, trustee Millard,
Yes.
trustee Powell absent, trustee Touche, trustee Rattler,
Yes.
trustee Bolden,
Yes.
motion passed.
I'd like the board to consider resolution 2016-02, resolution of the Board of Trustees of Commonfields of Cahokia Public Water District, St. Clair, State of Illinois, designating a new Freedom of Information Officer. And of course, we want that to be Charlene Pfeiffer from the office.
Excuse me, what, Charlene, what?
Pfeiffer?
PFI?
FFER. Can I have a motion and a second to pass resolution 2016-02?
I'll make a motion.
Then moved by Mr. Rattler. Can I have a second?
I second.
Second by Millard. Roll call, please.
Chairman McCall,
Yes.
trustee Smith absent, trustee Millard,
Present.
trustee Powell. Okay, is that
Yes.
trustee Powell absent, trustee Touche,
Yes.
trustee Rattler,
Yes.
trustee Bolden,
Yes.
motion passed.
I'd like the board to consider resolution 2016-03, a resolution of the Board of Trustees of Commonfields of Cahokia Public Water District, St. Clair County, State of Illinois, establishing a list of all types of categories of records under its control in accordance to 5 ILCS 140-5. I believe the gentleman spoke about that today as well. Like the board to consider passing that resolution. Can I have a motion and a second?
I make a motion.
Then motion by trustee Millard, second by trustee Bolden. Roll call.
Chairman McCall,
Yes.
trustee Smith absent, trustee Millard,
Yes.
trustee Powell absent, trustee Touche, trustee Rattler,
Yes.
trustee Bolden,
Yes.
motion passed.
Okay, ordinance 2016-02, according to the Attorney General's office, our attorney, we need to establish one. Bless you, I'm sorry. Thank you. Ordinance establish rules regarding public commentary at all Commonfields appropriate public water district. That's ordinance 2016-02. Can I have a motion and second to approve that ordinance? It's been moved by Mr. Radley. The second by Millard. Roll call, please.
Chairman McCall?
Yes.
Trustee Smith absent. Trustee Millard?
Yes.
Trustee Powell absent. Trustee Touche? Was that abstain?
She just touched that.
Can you tell us what was in that?
Trustee Rather?
Yeah.
Trustee Bolden?
Yes. Okay. Trustee McCall. Motion passed. Personnel matter.
Ask a question,
Could you tell us what was in that ordinance for public comment?
please.
No, we'll do it after we get done with it. I'll take some time.
Okay.
It's gonna go.
Matter of fact, we'll do better than that. We'll give you a copy of it.
Okay.
Thank
All right.
you.
Personnel matters, any personnel matters? Any board comments?
Yes, I have one
Touche.
comment. I need to see to have a copy of the tape that was made when my son Brian Touche got hurt.
Okay. I'll get with Mr. Trader, and get with the attorney and make sure that we can legally release it at this time.
Well, I talked to Mr. Trader and said I didn't have one anytime. But then,
Well, then I'm going to refer you to an attorney and get with him, and if Mr. Touche can get a copy of it, then do so. So refer it to the attorney, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, where is she recording?
She's requesting of a copy of the incident involving Brian Touche herself. Any other board members' comments? As chairman of the board, I'm going to make a few comments. I want to say, number one, this was a good meeting today. It's always good when citizens come out to the meetings and put their input in. You know, we may not all agree on how to get to whatever problem there may be, but if we all sit down and listen to each other and try to compromise on both ends, I think we'll eventually do what all of us want, and that is in the best interest of the citizens that in our area, and especially here at Commonfields. So I really and truly want to appreciate you all for coming on as well. And we'll get you, Mr. Kraft, you wanted a copy of the ordinance, and Mary Ann wanted a copy?
Yes.
Done.
4.
4? Okay.
Everybody,
5.
really.
Okay. Well, we'll get, if you guys can just stay back, we need to make some more copies. We'll get them before you leave, okay?
And does Ms. Pfeiffer have an email address to where we can send Freedom of Information Act requests?
I'll get with Denny after the meeting. He'll get it.
Who is the FOIA officer?
Charlene Pfeiffer.
Oh,
Yeah,
Charlene
Charlie.
Pfeiffer, okay. I just want to make sure.
One other question that I had, if I may.
Okay.
Does Commonfields maintain its own website, or is that done by an outside party?
At this time, I don't think we even have a website. At this time, we don't have one.
Okay, you don't have one, and then you direct to CahokieIllinois.org, and their website hasn't been up and running since, when did I get in the middle of the debacle? 6 to 8 months ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he was just working on it. It's going to be up in 30 days, remember?
Okay. Can I have a motion, second for adjournment? Move, can I have a second? All in favor? Meeting adjourned.